Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. We are going to finish up the 3D model of the bolter. We have a few things we have left to do. We have to put in the sights, we have to put in the cocking mechanism that's going to go over here, and then we also need to put the hole in the barrel, and then we need to UV map the entire thing. Now, it's been a while since I have been at this model, so I'm going to check a few things by moving some stuff around here. I'll make sure I did things right. Okay, that one's correct. So be on that. This one up, that one I think is correct. No, it is not. So let's go tab. We're gonna go with faces and take those faces there that are selected. We're gonna hit delete and we're gonna go faces. Want those gone. Go tab again. Come on. Oh, helps if I hit the right button, doesn't it? I'm hitting the caps lock instead of the tab. Oops. So go one. Back down to where it was. Right about there. Good. Then we're going to take this one here. Let's pick it up. See, it has. Okay, excellent. So it was just the barrel that had the issue, which is nice. So now we're going to go into this main model and put in parts for it. So we'll go tab, zoom out. We're gonna do look here how I want to do this. Okay, we're in face mode. That's good. So while in face mode, I'm gonna go over here to the inset. Pull this in just a bit like so. That. Then I want to go verts. I want to take and do a move. This vert, this vert. Move them up. I hit one. Them up to here. So then we're gonna go in some. We're gonna do take these verts here. So grab this one also. Grab this one. This one. Go ahead and get that. Okay, so that's just in it. So we're gonna go scale. Bring these in. It maybe. No, we're not. We're gonna leave those alone. That looks good in itself. I'm gonna keep that alone. Go ahead. Actual rude. Over this way. Actually, we'll hit one. Ooh. Rude. There. Going to go ahead. Move tool. And take this vert, this vert, this vert, this vert. One. Bring those in. There. So take this vert, this vert, one, go to wireframe, and move this up there. So okay, so go back to solid mode. I want to add in We do best represent that. Oh, no. I'm thinking of doing. Go ahead and cut on here. So we're gonna go ahead. Oof. Let's this off. This vert. This vert. Go one. It there. I'm gonna do some welding here. This vert, have only select on. This vert, we're gonna hit M for merge and go to last. This vert and this vert, M to last. This vert, M to last. Here, this vert, M last. This vert, M last. And go along these verts, welded up. Here, make sure I get the right one. Last, there we go, got it. Just doing some cleanup so that we have as little extra pulleys as possible. Part of the job of being a 3D modeler, which, you know, not a big thing. It can be tedious at times. When you use your skills right, do good quality work, that's all that matters. Last one. This one. To last. All good and clean there. Get this one. This one. Last. This one. This one. Last. This one. This one. Last. And the great thing about doing multiple of these at one time is it turns it into muscle memory. So you're not having to really think as much when you're working on this. Just like how I went up here and hit the eye icon to hide my reference. I didn't have to think about it, I just did it. Last here. Last here. Last here. Here. Last here. Last here. Here. Last here. Here. Last. That is all nice and clean. That is really, really good. I have so let's see. Next, bring back our reference so we can working on. Gotta do this part here. I think we'll do that. And I have fix a problem I'm seeing. What we're gonna do is going to edges. I have to do a bit more cleanup. Okay. Oop. Here. There. 1, 2. Here. So. Wait, hold on. You don't need to do that. Never mind. Undo that. I'm gonna go here. Select not that edge. The face. I'm gonna select that face. 1. Pull it up. There. Stop. In. So. There. In. There. And there's a reason why I did this the way I did. And that's because we need multiple segments. So we got that. Let's go ahead and here, wireframe. Go ahead, verts. This verts here. Bring them up. These verts come up here. Take these verts, come up here. Now, here, shift key and mouse button is what I use to pull that off. That. Then, thing I want to do. This vert, move it down here. These verts slightly to there. These verts get to there. Now, next thing we need to do here. Let's hit 1 again. Off. 1. To here. Let's hit 1 again. Move to here. To here. Okay. I see what we did. Fine with that. That's going to give it a little bit of a different look because we put that chamfer in there. Got that. So now I want to do this mode. Select all of these verts along here. Go. Be like this. All these verts here, like that. Scale here. I'm going to bring this. Let's hold on. I don't want to bring all of them in. I want to bring in. Let's go to the select tool. These verts. Verts there. This way. These verts there. So I forgot to hold shift. My bad. Oops. Okay, so we got that. Now we're gonna go ahead and do it. Scale. Or scale in. There. Do so I don't accidentally do a scale. Grab these verts there. Hold shift. Grab these verts there. Back to this direction. Back to the scale. So and we'll go ahead and go here. This vert, this vert, vert, this vert. Again. So go ahead. This vert, this vert, vert, this vert. So this vert, 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 this vert. That looks really, really good. Got that. Next part we need to do, we're gonna hit 1 down to here. This part here. So that part there. Go ahead and hit 1 again. Oof. Hard, isn't it? Oh, we can move those. Okay. Let's take just these verts here. 1. Move those. Wow. Here looks good. I think I got a better idea. I'm just gonna grab vert, vert, this vert. Actually, no. We're doing it the wrong way. I'm gonna do it the right way. Grab here. These verts. And move it up. About there. And go ahead. Solid frame. Faces. Off of move. Take this. They're inset. Set it. So. Go. All right. About the same. Okay, excellent. This here. Not faces. We want edges or verts. Grab those two. We're going to hit 1 on the numpad. Move these down to here. And these verts. 1. Bring those here. So, and we'll go faces here. And rude. Oh, that's right. In order to hit the numpad numbers to match up, that you gotta be on this screen and then hit the numpad. Here. So. Go. Wireframe. Move. Verts. These. Here. These verts. Come up. There. I'll create that shape. Even. Excellent. Next. We need to create these parts right here. So how are we going to do that? So solid frame. Do another inset. Can't do an inset with an inset. Don't want to do that. I mean, could do it, but that would be the wrong thing to do. Also, to create that, one a little bit different. I'm going to keep with angle we have going now. Here. Go along here. Wow, that'd be a lot. That would be a bunch. Think best way to best. Oh, I know. Here. So verts. There. Keep. There we got rid of it. Okay, that's not going to work for us. I think we'll just have to do it. Keep on verts because verts anyways. That. 4. Enter. That would do it perfectly. So we do 4 like that, but then we're going to have to clean up some verts once we get the shape in. So let's go to select. Rotate here. I take this one, and this one. Merge to last. We're going to take this one, and this one. Last. This. Last. This. Take this. Last. This. Last. This. Last. Last. There we go. This one. Last. Let's look up. Okay, good. Clean. This. Last. This. Last. This. Last. Like so that we can see right angle. No, we forgot to hold the shift key. Last. This. Last. This will really get muscle memory for you. Because yeah, it's some extra work. I know a lot of 3D modelers. Hey Thong, how's it going? A lot of 3D modelers would say I'm overdoing it and making it too complicated and too many steps, but here's the thing. By doing it this way, you're learning the harder way to do it and having to do a lot of cleanup. Yes, but like I said, this is creating muscle memory so that you won't be thinking, oh, what key do I need to hit to weld or merge verts together? So therefore, you're learning, and that's the way you should be learning, is by repeating the same thing over and over again to get the understanding of how it works. Being shown how it's done, like I'm doing now, and then just doing it and over again. It's just like when actors repeat their lines over and over again, or a dancer does the same routine over and over again, or a band plays the same song over and over again. It becomes so natural to them that they don't need to work that hard to do it. And that's the whole entire purpose. Because as my instructor when I was in college learning 3D modeling said, it's good to learn the hard old ways things were done before the new easy ways. That way, in case the new easy way doesn't work, you can fall back on those old hard traditional ways that still work. And you have multiple ways to do things. And that's very, very smart. That is a good way to do things. And I greatly appreciate it. And I follow that practice. Or I hit M. Oh. Last. And I always like, when I do something like this, I always like to do the cleanup before I go on to finish the work, because if you clean up as you go along, you don't have to look at a huge mess and go, oh my god, where do I start, how do I fix this, and stuff like that. As you can see, I can easily follow along with where I need to clean up. Whereas if you start with a huge mess, you're having to try to figure out where to go and start the cleanup. And it's even better for people who are, have ADHD and stuff like that, where they're, they get lost and confused sometimes just with so much stuff going on. All I recommend is just calm down, take it one step. Just focus on that one step. Just like how I'm focusing right now and clicking on each of these verts. Then I take the next step, I hit M, then I hit last. Then I just rinse and repeat that until I'm finished with cleaning up all of these extra loops to get rid of all these faces and verts that I don't need. And that's literally what I'm doing. Because the less polys you can use to make your model look good, the better it is for the game engine. The less it has to struggle to render things, and the better it is for the video card. It's not having to tax itself as much. And that's the whole entire part of a 3D modeler's job. And, I mean, if you look at the first 3D models in games like City of Heroes, you'll notice the hands don't have all 5 fingers. They have a thumb, and then they have the mitten for the 4 fingers. And that's because there was a limit on how many polys that the game engine could handle and computers could handle. And so that's why you were seeing things like that. If you look nowadays, that's not the issue. You can now have 5 fingers on a model because we have better processors, we have better graphics cards and things like that. I mean, just imagine what it's going to look like 10 years from now with 3D models and textures and stuff like that. Things are getting realer and realer and realer. And that's nice. But I also don't think the hand-painted textures and the pixelated look is going to go away anywhere, because look at, for instance, Bolt Gun is a great example. That is a 3D modeled game with low poly models and pixelated textures, but it was meant to be that way. It was meant to have that original Doom feeling to it. And that's good. It's considered stylized art. Oops, forgot to hold shift. And I honestly like it. It's the gameplay mechanics that make Bolt Gun fun. It's how they developed it. And that's the way I view video games. I look at a game and I'm like, how are the gameplay mechanics? Do they work well with one another? If so, then I look at graphics. If the graphics at least match and all fit together, I'm good with it. I can go with cartoon graphics, I can go with realistic graphics, I can go with pixelated graphics and so on. I mean, my first video games were 8-bit graphics. We're talking Atari 2600. That was my first console. And playing on a Commodore 64, where it actually did 16-bit graphics. Because that was the first computer, one of the first computers to really allow that. And I was fine and happy with those. And as graphics enhanced, it's like, oh, okay, cool. I am not all about the graphics. Yes, I am a graphics person. I make graphics, but I can do the pixelated look. I can do the low poly look. I can do a high poly look. It's actually harder to make something low poly than it is to make something high poly. And the reason why is you have to fake all the shadowing and stuff like that with your texture artwork. Whereas if you do a high poly model, you're just really putting color onto and specular onto those models. You're not really using, actual textures. You're not having to texture in some of the stuff. Like if you were to do a dragon, you were to do a low poly model of a dragon, you wouldn't be modeling out each individual scale. You wouldn't be putting that in. You wouldn't be putting the crevices in the nails and the teeth and stuff like that. You won't be putting in the lines and the creases and things like that. You leave that all to texturing. You'd have just the main parts of the body. Whereas if you do a high resolution, you would be putting all of that in, and then you'd just be color coding everything. Making the main scales of the dragon the color they're supposed to be, the color of the horns the color they're supposed to be, the color of the teeth the color they're supposed to be, the color of the tongue the way it's supposed to be, and going that way. And letting the model itself do that. Now, for movies, that's great. For video games, there is no way in the world there is a video game out there that could handle that high poly of a model. No way possible. Because that's in a model of a dragon that has that kind of detail in the model, we're talking millions of polys. Whereas if you just have the rough silhouette, you're talking down to like thousands of polys. And that's good. A video game can handle that. This one. Oh, I did the wrong thing. I moved away. This last better angle on that. That's a better angle. That's even better. And you notice as I'm doing this, I'm rotating around the model. I'm getting what's the best angle for me. Some modelers may not like the angles I'm using and might say, that's too odd for me. Other modelers will go, yeah, that works out fine. And do what's right for you, no one else. But you also want to make sure that you're following the basic rules, such as all polys are 4-sided. You do not want more than 4 sides. Anything more than 4 sides is an N-gon, and most game engines cannot handle it. Some game engines out there are designed to take N-gons and turn them into triangles, and that's good, that's cool, but don't rely on it. Use best practice and keep things as quads. Because if you do everything in quads or less, guess what? It will work in any game engine. You won't have to sit there and worry, will this work in this game engine? You will know it will work in the game engine. Almost done here. Last. Last. Sorry about that. I'm actually turn the volume down on my phone so that if it does go off again. I wanted. Okay, there we go. I put it on vibrate. That way my phone won't go off again. Last. Last. Here to here to here. Last. Here it gets a little bit complicated, but that's okay. Just remember 1, 2, and then 3, and last. 2, 3. Last. All good there. Move up on the model. Out. There we go. That's a purple. 3. Last. 1, 3. Last. 1, 2, 3. Last. 1, 3. Last. Okay. Going to hide that cylinder. That cylinder, because we gotta access these verts here. There's my eyes jumped around on me for a moment there. Oh, no, undo that. That's where Control Z is very, very handy. If you do something like what I just did, where instead of hitting last, I did first. Or if you accidentally do center and you meant to do first or something like that. Just Control Z, undo what you did, and then reselect. So and then that back on visible. Go here. Here we're almost done. So actually, I got a better idea. I'm gonna take this one, this one, last, this one, last, this one, this one, this one, last. There's a reason I just did what I did. The reason I did this is I want the texture artist to know that this edge here is where it ended for this piece that pops out. It's going to make it easier for the texture artist. I'm thinking about the texture artist as I'm 3D modeling. And that's a good thing to do. Just like when you're rigging and skinning, you want to be thinking about how the animator is going to be using the model in the animation. And so you want to rig to those specifications. And you want to be careful. And the funny thing is a rig for a video game actually can be more complex than a rig for a movie. And the reason being is if a rig and a skin is not done perfectly, or the skinning's not done perfectly to the skeletal structure rig of the bone system, then what can happen is you'll get some pulling and some pinching and stuff like that in certain areas. So like, let's say you didn't skin the back correctly to the bones. You can get some pinching and pulling there and it will look very odd. But let's say you're never going to see the back of the character in the movie, right? Or that area where it has the pinching and pulling. Then they just have to angle the camera so you never see that spot. They don't have to worry about fixing it. Excuse me. And that will save time. There was a meme where Homer Simpson had taken all the fat and pulled it back so it made him look skinny in his chest, and then he had like clipped it all together. And in the front, he looks great and he looks amazing and he looks skinnier. But then when you look at the black, you see that part of his skin all clipped and bundled together. It looks like a just nasty mess. And that's how 3D modelers in movies do things. In video games, because the player a lot of the times has the option to rotate around the model as they're moving, you don't get that freedom to do things. Now, if you're stuck, and let's say you're playing something like a Diablo-like game, and it's a top-down view. If there's a problem with the rig under the feet and no one's ever going to see it, you don't need to fix it then. But if you're able to rotate to where you can see that part of the model while they're moving, you need to make sure that the skinning and rigging is done really, really well. So that's the differences. Let's go this, zoom in over. As you can see, when I first started showing you guys how to do this stuff, I wasn't that comfortable with moving around and doing certain things in Blender, but because I've been showing you guys how to 3D model in Blender, I'm getting used to where things are and how things are done. And that's because I'm doing this whole entire repeat process like I've talked to you guys at the beginning. And so not only am I saying that it's a good thing to do, I'm showing by you guys watching and seeing me repetitively get quicker and faster and stuff like that. And the same thing will happen with you. The more you do this stuff, the quicker you're going to get. You don't need to think as much. It's just second nature. It feels great because then you get work done a lot quicker and you get to the parts that you like a lot more. I don't mind this part. I find this very, when I first was doing it, yes, it took some mental effort to do this kind of stuff. But once you get used to it, you sort of get into the zone and this zen-like feel. And for me, it feels meditative doing this kind of stuff. Ah. just knowing how to move around in your environment. Once you know how to move around in your 3D modeling tools, you 3D model so much quicker. You know, it's just like a sculptor. When a sculptor gets new tools, they have to get used to how that tool feels in their hand. Same with painters. They have to get used to the feel of the brush handles and the brushes in their hand. Same with when you change from water paints to oil-based paints. It's the same exact thing. Ooh, undo, 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 undo. We need those. I got so into talking and explaining things that I almost made a mistake. But once again, Control Z saved the day. So we got that done. Now we're gonna go to faces, select this face and this face. Go ahead and hit 1 and go to extrude. Out to there. So then go ahead and go wire this, zoom in more here, like so. Let's take this, I'll put more there, this, so these, but so voila. Let's go solid frame. Look at that. Looks good. Looks nice. It's got a different look, but we want it to have a different look. And that's the thing. Just like how there's no actual, it doesn't bevel in and bend in on the sides here. I caused it to do. Okay. Next thing I want to do, up here, here, this edge, just delete, and go edge. This edge, delete, edge. Take this edge, of course I'm going to hit F, fill, this edge to this edge, F to fill. There we go. All nice, clean. That will help out a lot. So, with that done, got all that done, I think the last thing we have to do is we have to put the hole in the barrel. But do we have to put the hole in the barrel? Should we put the hole in the barrel? Oh, no, no, no. We're not completely done. We gotta make the cocking mechanism. We gotta make this part right here, and it looks very square. I'm gonna hit tab and gotta move, add mesh cube, what we're going to do, we'll do a 0.5. Go ahead, tab, go 1. Go ahead and move over here. So go ahead and wireframe, of course. We're going to go verts. I want this to be more aligned here, like so. These verts go, we'll say, bring them in here. These verts go there. These verts up to there. These verts down to there. Now, I also have height issue. So we'll need to look at if we have that height issue. Very source. First, let's take it along. These verts like so. Scale. Come in. Then here, this right there, 2, but then clean up. Solid mode, select mode, this, for merging. That's it. Now we're going to go face mode. This face, rude. That. Select. We're going to delete face. Take verts back to wireframe. Back to these faces. Go to this. That. That. Then select these faces, this face, or verts. These. Go to move. Going to about here. Here. That looks good. Okay. That will go select here. And go tab. Rotate on the Z axis. I believe it's 90 degrees. 890. Yep. And on Y y-axis. Where did you? No. Let's do this 180. There we go. Not that. So hit 1. Move. More. Out there. Hit over. There. Go. Edit mode. Wireframe. These verts. And do move. Good. Go ahead. Solid form. Not all of that done. An hour in. Next thing we need to do. Oh. I'm hitting the wrong key, that's why. Next thing we need to do is add mesh. Need a cylinder. We're going to go with 16. And radius. So we'll adjust the radius later. So we're good there. So enter. Okay, so we need to rotate on the z-axis. So 90. Okay, never mind. Not the z-axis. This would be the x-axis. 90. There we go. Have that. Now, wireframe. Here. And I go. Scale. This one here. Pull this down to about there. Move here. Zoom in a lot. Right there. Now rotation scale. Down out there. And more. This over. We're going to move this. There. Let's do a, keep on hitting rotate when I mean to hit scale. Up just a bit, we'll meet in the middle. That's perfectly going through. Okay. Got that. Take the, not that, our, oh, here. This modifiers add boolean that we want that one. That, and that looks good. Apply. Now we can do this, delete that, and that's going to stay because we applied the boolean, and there's the hole that we need perfectly put in, and we should have. And so select this tab here. We gotta do some changes. So first things first, we're going to go ahead, here, let's go to all of those. So what I want to do, let's go back to here. Let's undo. So let's, okay. Let's go wireframe it. Do another. Okay, there we go. We're gonna hit 1. Actually, 1, 2. Out this model. 1. Zoom in. Go here. Out. Good. 1. This. There. That's got a great way of doing this. Show you guys something cool. Ready for this? So we have this object selected. I'm going to go here. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to align this along the x-axis to this object. I want them perfectly aligned, right? So I have this object selected. I hold shift and I click on the second object and I go objects, transform, align objects along the Z. Now when I go wireframe 1, zoom in here, it's perfectly aligned along the Z axis. How cool is that? So we have that done. So now what we need to do, click here, back to this mode. We want this object here, back to our modifier, select what we want. This object there, which is cylinder 2. And when we hide cylinder 2, we have that there. That's good. Question I have, go like this, wireframe, go 1, zoom in here, go tab. Oh, that's right, we need to click apply. Now when we hit tab, fine. Now what we need to do is we just need to clean a few things up. A few things we need to clean up will be simple. So, need the select mode, right? I want this one right there. But we're seeing a problem here. And here, move this like that. Look at what happens. That's not good. We're going to go D. Those aren't connected. This up. Look at what happens there. That's not good. Those aren't welded verts. If I take this one here, I move it up and down. See what's happening there? We're going to undo that. And that one can be there fine. But what we're going to do is we're going to do our selection like we normally do. Select those two. M, merge to last. Got that there. You see this here? See these two verts here? We're going to go M to last. Now it's good. I want to take this one, M to last. Now you're probably asking yourself with stuff like this, how are you knowing which one to do which? I'm looking at where this line's verts is. So like this one, I want to select that one, then that one. Because this vert goes to this line. This vert goes to this line. So I'm wanting this line to move up to here and connect to there. That's why I selected what I selected. So I've done that. We need these. I'm going to select this vert. Do a move, see what vert I have. I move this down, up. Why do I have a face there? A face there? Very, very interesting. Move this vert up and around. You see? So, what I want to do, I want to take this vert. I want to go to that vert. There we go. Now we're correct. Let me continue cleaning things up here. This vert and this vert. M last. You guys getting a good understanding of how I'm doing things and why? Oh, by the way, this cylinder can go bye-bye. So, that being said, we'll take our reference. Take this vert. That's all one vert, so we're good there. Let's check all of them just to be sure. We're good there. Good there. Good there. Good there. There. The question is, there it is. This one, not do a move. Find my mouse. I want to zoom in, down. Find my mouse again. There it is. Shift. There. Now, out this one. How's this? Perfect. Okay. There we go. One. This one. Last. This one. Last. Here. One. One. This one. This one. Last. I think we already did this one. Let's check. Yep, we already did that. Zoom out. Okay. So it's just the inside ones because of that. But now we need to do some other stuff. So what we're going to do, we're going to go faces. I'll select this face, this face, this face, and this face. I also want to select this face, this face. Delete faces. Okay, we got this here, right? Actually, no. We're going to undo that. This face, this face. The select tool. Delete. Helps if I'm actually on the screen. Delete faces. So we have that. Then I'm going to go to verts and select this vert. Move all the way up to here to the top because you'll be able to see the vert. To here. Select that vert. We're going to hit F. We have that. We're going to select here, this, F, this, F. That is all good and clean. Most part. One more here, F. Now we are all that. here on this side. Back to verts. Here. Here. No, I want verts. This vert to here. Here. F. Side. Body. There we go. Vert. Good one. Good. We're good. This vert. Here. This vert. Last. Ooh. So this vert. This vert, I hit the wrong key. I hit merge and not faces. Now, got that done. Edges. This edge, face, edge, this edge, face, up, this edge, face. There we go. That's all good and clean. But now we need these. So take this, delete that face. So we have that section. Here, take this edge, or this vert, that vert, go F, this, go F, clean there, edges, this edge, and this edge, we'll hit F, this edge, we'll hit F to fill, this edge, F to fill. See, we're all good there. Looks nice. I want to take face, this, so delete by face, back to verts. I want to take this vert and this vert, F, this vert, and this vert down here, F. Here, F, here, F, here, F. Got all that cleaned up. Move down to here. We just got to clean this one up. So we got these two to clean up. So got this face. Delete the face. And 3D modeling, when you do it by the way I'm doing, and it's not by what's called sculpting, But editing the mesh the way I am, it can be repetitive, but you get really clean work out of it. So I'm not doing anything too complex, which is why doing a editing this way is a better way of doing it. It's simple models for the most part, and it's a good thing to know. I like the way I learned was going from modeling like this and then moved on to sculpting. That way, if something doesn't work right with your sculpting, you can model out this way. It's once again one of those things where if you know how to do it the hard way first and then learn the other way, you have an easier time. Because if the easy way doesn't work, you can fall back on the hard way. Whereas if you just learn the easy way and no other way, and you run into a problem and it's not working, well, guess what? Because you don't know the hard way of how to do it, you're screwed. Done that one. Go ahead and zoom in again. Get around. Or let's get this inside done. Faces. I want to get rid of these two faces. Delete faces. Verts. This one. That one. F. One. Out. Up. Over. Yeah. This one, we'll hit F. Edges. This edge to this edge, F. This edge to this edge, F. Move down to here. Go. Here. This edge to this edge, F. Cleans all that up. Back to our verts. This one. Down. There we go. Got it. F. Up. Okay. Verted. Up. F. Fill. Okay. Now we need edges. This edge. This edge. F. This edge. This edge. F. Need this edge. This edge, F. Okay, so we got all of that cleaned up. Let's move on to the next set of faces. This one, gone. Verts. This one, edge. This one, edge. Back to our tool. So face there, face there. Go ahead. Vert tool. Let's rotate a bit so we get better angle on our verts. There we go. And edges to create our faces. Problem here. Our problem is so faces. This one, delete. I made a mistake. Oh, There we go. You need this vert to this vert. You see how I caught that mistake? It's because I saw an oddness within the faces here and the verts that I realized, wait a second, something doesn't look right on this side compared to this side. What is it? There's an odd vert. And then that's where I noticed we were missing an edge and had a floating vert. And so that's how I solved the problem. I just went back some and fixed it. The only bad mistake is if you don't learn from a mistake. Pure and simple. If you learn from a mistake, but you still make the mistake, but you caught that you made the mistake and you corrected the mistake, even better. So just like what I did there, I realized I made a mistake. And instead of leaving it and letting someone else deal with it, I went back and I fixed it. And that's a good way to do things. You know, especially if you're going to be someone like a solo game developer, you're relying on yourself. So if you're doing solo game development, that means any mistakes you make, guess what? You're going to have to fix them anyways. So, you know, why not fix it once you've caught it? Because if you don't fix it when you caught it, you might not remember that it's there until later, and then you'll be all upset because you didn't fix it when you caught it. And if you're working in a team, someone else might get upset because of the mistake being there that should have been caught. And if you caught it and didn't do anything about it, that's on you. You know, pure and simple. Why did I do that? I only need select. I need this tool. Go and edges so we can put in our faces. Nope. Oh, helps if I actually have both selected, doesn't it? I have the right edge. I have the right edge. Boom. So the inside of all of these are done. Now we need to do the outside. Face here. I'm going to delete this face. I'm going to do. All right, connect them all up to this one right here. Let's go verts. Take one. Actually, we'll have it go into here. F. No, that's grab. Don't want grab. F. One here. One here. This one here. This one here. Let's go ahead. This one here, F. This one here, F. This one here, F. We're going to go edges. This edge, F. This edge, F. This edge, F. This edge, F. This edge, no. Wrong. We have something wrong here. I know what it is. Here. Here. Scroll down. There we go. And we'll go edges. This edge F. This edge to this edge F. There we go. This edge F. This edge to this edge F. This edge to this edge F. This edge F. Nice. So next is face. This will go away. Hurts. This one go here. F. This one here. F. This one to go here. F. This one to go here. F. This one here. F. This one. No. This one here. F. Should be all good. Yep. This one here. F. This one here. F. There we go. So edges. This edge to this edge. F. 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 This edge. No, this edge to this edge. F. Good and clean. This edge. This edge. F. Edge. This edge. F. Nope. Do edge. This edge. F. This edge. This edge. F. This edge. This edge. F. There we go. Now that's right. Go over to this side. Same thing. Take this vert. Vert F. This vert. Vert F. This vert. This one. This one. This one. Go. This one. Down. Shift. Go. Get around so we get. This one. This one. F. This one. F. All done there. Now we just need to do our add in our faces. So yeah. This edge. This edge. There we go. Out. This edge. No. This edge. This edge. There we go. edge, this edge, edge face, this edge, face. Okay. Okay. Face this. Get rid of that face. Go here. This. Come out a bit. Move. Hold. F. This. This. F. This one. This one. F. This one. This one. F. This one. Go to this one. This one. This one. F. This one to go to this one. F. This one to go this one. F. Got that all done. Let's go edges. We need this edge, F, this edge, and this edge, F, this edge, F, this edge, and this. Oh, yeah. F. No, got the wrong one. This edge. Grabbing the wrong edge. Now we can hit F. There we go. Edge F. This edge F. This edge F. There we go. Nice, good. Perfect. Now, here toward shading. You'll notice the lighting that there's no issues. Good. We actually go here. Look at that. Nice and smooth. We are not seeing any shading issues whatsoever. And good. Turn this back on. All this done. Now, last thing we need to do. We need to align these perfectly. So, what I'm going to do, we're going to take this. Oh, I'm holding the wrong key again. I want to take this object, form. I want to line objects along the X. Because if we align during the that, see what happens? X, Y, Z. We actually want the Y. And what this is doing is it's taking them and aligning them perfectly along the Y axis, and it always goes off the last one that you clicked. So you notice I clicked here, 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 and then I clicked here. So all three of these objects are aligning on the Y axis of this model. So it is perfectly set up. There can be no issues that these aren't in the center alignment along here. Because they're lining up along this y-axis. So this is the y-axis. So what they're all doing is they're all zeroing out to the y-axis. Meaning that along here, it's good. So that is everything. If I deselect, we are really good and looking really good. So I know that the thumbnail said that there will be UV mapping. I thought we were going to get to UV mapping, but we had to go about things in a different way to get some stuff done. So there was a lot of cleanup. But you guys, by watching this, you have seen that a lot of using the merge tool, a lot of fixing errors and things like that, and correcting things. And just like what I mentioned when I was working on this part here, and I made this, there was originally, this edge was actually going from here to here. Instead, I made it go from here to here because when I UV map this in the next episode, which will be next Monday, you'll see why I UV map this, because this part's kind of be like a red or a blue or something like that. And then this is going to hold a metal texture. So by having this be a part of this UVs and flattened out, it will actually make the texture artist's job 10 times easier by doing that. Just by doing that, I'm making someone else's job a lot easier. And that's always a good thing to do, because if you do your job and you think to make someone else's job easier next in line, they're going to thank you for doing that. And they're going to have some respect for you because they know you're looking out to make their job easier, which means their job's going to be less stressful. And they have no one to thank but you for doing that, if you do that for them. It's that simple. It makes their work easier, their work look better, and all in all, it's a team environment. The modeler gets respect for how he does his modeling. The texture artist gets the respect for how they do the texturing. The animator gets the respect for how they do their animating. The programmers get respect for how they do their programming, so on and so forth. And with artwork, you are going in these big companies like EA, Microsoft, and stuff like that. The project is going from a modeler or a concept artist to a modeler to a texture artist to a 3D animator. So a bunch of artists are having their hands on one thing. So basically, since this is pretty much done except for UV mapping, the next step after UV mapping is, in big companies, this would go off to a texture artist. It would not touch an animator's hand because there's nothing to animate. If it was to be animated, if it was to be a character, what would end up happening is after I UV map everything, I would need to rig and skin it. And so it would be more time in my hands, unless the company is so big like EA and Microsoft, where you have the 3D modeler, then it goes to the skinning and rigging guy who will also do the UV mapping, can do the UV mapping. Then it would go to two separate people. Animator and texture artists can work on it at the same time because they're not touching the same files. The animator is touching the files that the 3D modeler worked off, whereas the texture artist is working off of a PNG file that they can use in Photoshop, Subsurface Divider, Subsurface Painter, and things like that to make the textures. So those two guys can work at the same time. The rigger cannot do anything until the modeler's done. And the animator can't do anything until the rigger is done. But once the rigger is done, it can split off into multiple areas. In fact, it can even be put in the game engine to use as placeholder. And then when the texture artist is done, their stuff could show in there. But you'll just see the textures in it, no animation. Same with the animator. Let's say the animator gets done before the texture artist does. Then you'll have some animations of maybe a walk cycle going on for the character, but there's no textures on it. And that happens. In small independent companies, your 3D modeler is also going to be your rigger, is going to be your UV mapper, is going to be your texture artist, and could even be your animator. That's how small independent studios work. Because they don't have the money to buy people who just focus on one thing. So they have to find someone who understands the basics. And so when you're a 3D modeler, knowing how to UV map, rig, skin, animate, and texture is all really, really good. Because then you can wear multiple hats as a small company. Whereas if you don't know how to wear all those hats, you're only going to be going to the big companies and fighting for those big company jobs, like working for Bethesda, working for Microsoft, and companies like that. A lot of people want to work for those companies. And so you're having to fight for those jobs. Whereas the small independent company, not a lot of people are, as many people are fighting so hard for those jobs. But you gotta wear multiple hats. And that's important. Anyways, I think we're good here. I'm gonna go ahead, go file, save. I want to thank you guys all for watching. I hope you learned a lot. Next Monday, we will, for 100%, be UV mapping this. That will guarantee by the end of the live stream, it will all be UV mapped out. It may not be a 2-hour long stream, but it will all be done and be ready for the texture artist, which, yes, I am handing this off to a texture artist, because the texture artist knows how to texture this to make it feel like it's to be in City of Heroes. They've done it for a long time. I want to learn that, but I also want to work on my own game. Anyways, I want to thank you guys all for watching and have a great day.